Hi guys, it's Ali and welcome to today's video. Okay then, so today guys we're going to make a start on the cover for the Spring Edith Holden journal. I've cut my bases ready. This is grey board. I think it's 2mm this one. It's quite, I've had to cut them quite big because I've been looking at my signatures and I've measured them. So with a little bit extra to allow for the bulk. The measure 7 1/4 by 9 1/4. They're my two front and back, and then my spine measures 2 1/2 by 9 1/4. So I've decided to go with this mustard fabric. I am going to sort of collage on the front of that, but we'll just get the front done today I think. So I've cut it down. There's bits everywhere, I'm sick of brushing it, and I've got my 3 pieces. So this is just how I do it. I'm not saying it's the right way. This is just my way of doing it. This is how I make my covers. So what I do first, because I'm going to stitch mine, I don't put too much glue on. So I'm just going to use my 3-in-1. I'm just going to put a little bit on my back cover. Yeah, there's hundreds of ways to make covers, and you'll find your own way if you're new to junk journaling, or you know, if you'll find your own way, your easy way of making it. Like I said, some might think, oh, that's really not how I do it, but this is just my way that I'm sharing today. So I'll leave a little bit top, bottom and side to fold in. So as you can see, I've left a little bit at the top, a little bit down the right and a little bit down the bottom. And then the same with my spine. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on just to hold it down. Okay, and then what I do is I leave a little tiny, about 1/8 of an inch, just so that when you're closing your journal like that, it's not, you know, rubbing on the next piece, so you've got a little bit of space. And the same with this one. This is quite a big cover, this. I don't think I've made a big cover like this since I did my Forest Fairy journal. Yeah, but I didn't want to cut the Edith Holden book pages down. I wanted to put them in whole, so that's why it's so big for the signatures. Right, okay, so again I'm going to leave just a little bit of a gap there, just line it up. Okay, so that is those glued down. Now I always start with my corners, so what I do is I just fold my corner up like that. Can you see, like that, just so it's like a little triangle, and I just put a little bit of glue on. Come on, glue. Just put a little bit of glue there. I'm going to leave that like that, and then I just put my corners up. It's quite thick, this fabric, so yeah, I'm definitely going to sew it. So there's one corner. Can you see like that? So let's turn it round and do this one. Some people cut around the corners, you know, but I can't do that. I always seem to cut too much. I mean, it is going to be quite bulky, this cover. I'm hoping it's going to go through my machine with the cardboard as well. I might have to put a thicker needle in. So that's them two. Let's do this. I'm going to cut a little bit more off this end. I've got too much here. It's just excess bulk that I don't need. Keep that little strip for some clusters. Right, let's do this one then. Yeah, so you might do yours completely different to me. This is just the way I've found easiest to do them. And touch wood, I've never had anything come to pieces or had any problems with my covers. So if you've not got a sewing machine, make sure you're generous with your glue. And again, just fold that one in like that. Right, then I do the top and the bottom. So what I do is I try and pull it as tight as I can and fold it up like that. So let's just put some glue on. Let's just see where we need the glue to start. About there. Like I said, I'm not putting too much on because I'm going to stitch it, so just want enough for it to hold. So I start at this end and I just pull it up, trying to keep it as nice and neat as you can, like that. Try and keep your corners nice and square, like that. I'm going to put some pegs on, but I'm not going to do it till I've glued the outsides as well. So let's turn it round and let's do this side. And again, let's see how far up I want it. I perhaps could have done with cutting this a little bit off here, but we'll just go with it. We'll just stick it up. Okay, and the same again, just fold it up nice and tight. Don't want to put glue all over it, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do my sides, so let's do this side first. How far up do we want the glue? About there. Oh yeah, I hope it'll go through my machine because it's quite thick fabric, this, and that grey board I perhaps should have used a thinner. I've got some thinner stuff, maybe I should have used that, but never mind, we'll try it. We'll see. I'll have to just change the needle. I've got some thicker like needles for denim and that. Might have to get hubby to change the needle, like that. Right, now I can put some little pegs on. Now I've done the sides, just to give it 5 minutes for the glue to dry. Put some down there. Right, let's just do this side then. Same again. I do find this 3-in-1 really good for doing this. I used to use the Pin Flare, I think it is, bookbinding glue, but I'd rather have this, it sticks it straight away. Okay, and the same again, pull it up nice and tight, do your corners. I'll probably end up putting book corners on these if I can get them on. They might be a bit too thick, to be honest. So that is how I do the base of my cover. Like I've said, I've not put too much on, and as you can see I've got nice corners there where it's folded up. Let's just put some pegs on here for a minute and just keep it stuck down. Right, okay, so what I would normally do now is put a piece of Tyvek down my spine. I'm just looking if yeah, I've got it out here. I've got Tyvek sheets. These were from, oh, I can't remember where I got them from. 75 GSM. I think I got them from Amazon, and they're great, really great. So what I'll do is I will just cut a piece of the Tyvek. Let me just get my scissors. Right there. I like to reinforce the spine. I mean, you could use tape, you could tape around it, but I always put a piece of this Tyvek in, and I've never had any problems, touch wood, up to now. So let's just put that along the bottom. It's not one bit straight. Let me just see if I can straighten it up a little bit. So I'm going over both sides like that with my Tyvek. Like that. So I'm going to glue that down. I save all my little scrappy bits because they'll come in handy. Yeah, I've never, touch wood, had a journal fall to pieces on me, so I'm going to put a little bit more glue in the middle of here because obviously I'm not going to be stitching down the middle. Okay, so I'm going to put that there like that, and that just reinforces my spine a little bit. It's not coming out the bottom, is it? Just going to move it up a tiny little bit. I think I just need to cut this end a little bit, it's a bit wonky. That's better. So that's reinforcing my spine, and then what I'll do is I'll stick my papers on, and then I will stick a piece of the fabric down the middle of my spine. Now then, let's just have a look what that looks like. Yeah, that looks okay, I think. So the pieces of paper that I'm going to put on, I'll take them off now. It was only for a minute till it grabs. I'm going to stitch it like I said. So I've chosen, I'm going to put this picture of Edith Holden at about the age of 40 on the front cover there. I'm going to use this paper to put on, and then I'm going to stick that picture of Edith Holden on there. So I want to, let's get my trimmer out. Let's just trim these down. I was going to put it on some card, but I think I'll be struggling to get it through my sewing machine if I make it any more bulky. So I'm just going to put this paper down as it is. Just trimming off the edges of the white. Like that. And then this piece as well. Let's do the other one whilst I've got my trimmer out. Right, so let's just get rid of this rubbish off my desk. Just put that over there for a minute. Just get rid of these. Sorry, I've got my, sorry the reflection, it was just whilst I was gluing. I wanted to put my glass mat down. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do this side. So I want it to go right to the end. And then, where's the end of the journal? Where's the, I can't see where the crease is. Is that the crease there? Right, let me just get my bone folder and gently just sort of tease it over. Just going down there, then I can see where to measure to. I'm just going to stand up while I do this. So I'm going to put a little pencil mark there, and then I'm going to measure down to the bottom, which is about there. Hopefully that's right, I hope. Otherwise I'll be rooting out more papers. It's not very thick this, like I said. I was going to print it on card, but I didn't want to risk my sewing machine not going through it. Right, let's have a look at that and see if that'll fit on there. Yeah, that'll fit on fine on there. So that's that piece, and it won't interfere there. Right, let me just do this other piece then. Let's just get the other piece of paper. What did you do with it, Alison? There it is. It's that way. So it's going again. It's quite bulky at the top, you know, with the fabric being so thick. The corners are quite chunky. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to get butt corners on there. I'll have to have a look when I get around to doing it. Where's that piece? Right, let's just put that behind me. Let's get rid of all these little scrappy bits, and let's have a look if I've put that okay. Yeah, I don't mind if there's a bit of the fabric showing. So they'll go on the sides like that. In fact, I think I could do with taking just a tiny little bit more off the bottom of here. Let me just get them bits out of my trimmer, because that's when it doesn't cut properly, when you've got all bits stuck in it. I think I'm due to change the blade on this. There we go, just took a tiny little slither off the bottom. Right, so what I want to do, I want to ink around them. I'm going to stick with my tea dye that we've been using throughout the journal, so I'm just going to ink around the edge. I was going to do a big flip at the front, but I thought no, I'm going to keep this journal quite simple, just like, you know, quite neat and tidy, should you say. I'm just going to go around here. Oh, I do hope my sewing machine will go through all this fabric. Okay, so that's them inked round. Right, let's get some glue on then. I'm sweating now. I put the central heating on because I was cold when I was just sat about doing nothing. Well, I haven't been doing nothing. I've been sorting underneath my desk out all my punches. I had two big baskets, so I've sorted them out into sort of stuff that I'll use regular, and put the other ones at the back of the shelf that I don't want to get rid of but I'll not use as often. Right, okay, so I'm going to stick this piece on here, just making sure it's straight. Can we shut the book? Yeah, we can shut the book. Let's just put a bit more glue on this corner. Okay, so there's that piece. Right, let's do this piece then. Don't need too much because I'm going to glue over the top of that. Right, which way does that go? That way. So let's do the same here. Let's put this paper down, press it down. I could have used my collar really. I need to go a bit further up the top. That's better, like that. Okay, that doesn't interfere, does it? Nope. Okay. Right, I don't know whether to stick on my pictures like that or to put the fabric on first. Right, let's put the fabric on first. Where's my fabric scissors? It doesn't rip, this fabric, so I've had to cut it. It's too thick. Which piece is it? That piece? Yeah, so I'm going to stick that piece of fabric down the middle. I need to cut a little tiny bit off the edge there. Okay, so let's put some glue on there. Where does it start? About there. Right, I'm going to stick that down and then I can see how much more glue I need to put on. Just like that. I need to trim a little bit more off, but I can do that in a minute. Right, let's put some glue down here. Where does it start? There. Okay, I'll just put that on. Smooth it out so there's no creases. Like that. And then I need to just trim off. Can you see at the back there? I need to just trim off a little bit of that fabric. So that is how my journal cover is looking at the moment. Right, let's have a look. Do we want to put these on or do I not? I think I'm going to trim them down a little bit because they are a bit big. So let's just get my trimmer and let's just take a little bit off each side. I'd like to see the bit of the paper underneath as well. Okay, it's cutting okay there. Right, let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's better with a little bit showing. Let's cut a little bit off here. Yeah, I'm going to change the blade after when I'm tidying up. I've got all sorts of paper stuck in there, but I don't know how to get it out, to be honest. I can see, you know, all little feathery bits stuck in there. Right, let's take a bit off each side on here. I can take quite a bit off the bottom because there's nothing there. A little bit off the edge. I want to keep the April, so let's have a look at that. that's okay, isn't it? Like that. And we've still got a little bit of the paper underneath showing. Right, let's ink around. That's not straight, that's driving me mad. Right, let me just put my lid on my glue and then it doesn't all get blocked. Let's get rid of all this rubbish off my desk. So it doesn't take long really to put a cover together. Right, let's ink Edith's picture up. I just thought instead of putting a big pocket like I normally do, just to leave the front and back nice and plain. I mean, I might still put a pocket on the back, to be honest. Yeah, we'll put Edith there, and then we'll put this little... I could always put a little side pocket on here, then I didn't cover the bunny up. That's what I might do, you know, down the side there. Okay, right, let's just put my lid on there. Right, I'm just going to get my Collal glue because I've got a little bit of wiggle time to get it straight. Collal just gives you that bit of time to reposition your paper. You know, if it's not quite straight, you can get a chance to take it off and reposition it. Right, let me just going to stand up to do this, just to make sure I get it straight. Right, I think that's okay. Right, let's do this page. This front page has come out of the book that I picked up in the charity shop. Okay. Do you know what I should have done really? I should have stitched around it first before I put the glue on, because my sewing's not going to go up to there. Mind you, I could still stitch around it because I'm going to cover the front anyway. I'm not too bothered about stitching on the back there. So that is how I've put my cover together. There we go. The corner, can you see the corners are nice and tight? And then that's it. So how long does that took us? 25 minutes. That's not too bad, is it? Let me just cut this little piece of fabric off here. It's annoying me. Can't get my scissors in close enough. I don't want to cut the cover. There we go. I think that's it. I think what I might do is stitch around, pause the camera. Oh, that glue's coming off there. You won't see it when my signatures are in, but I've put glue all over the velvet. I've got an adhesive rubber, I'll use that. It's all over my hands. Right, I think what I'm going to do is pause the camera and stitch around it, and then I'll be back. So I did manage to stitch around it. I had to change the needle. I've messed up a little bit in that corner there, but I'll put something there. Stitched all around it. I managed to stitch around Edith there. I didn't bother with the rabbit because some of the zigzag stitching from sewing the covers covered it. So yeah, so now I'll have a think about what I'm going to do with the front. So that's the cover made. Let's just get our signatures. Shall we have a look? It's a while back since we did the signatures, isn't it? So let's have a look. I'm going to leave those out because they need to be worked on. So let's just have a look. Let's just put our signatures in and just make sure that I've measured everything right. Oh, there we go. Perfect. They fit in there just nicely. Yeah, because I've got the book pages in. I didn't want to cut them down. I wanted to keep them, you know, whole like that. That's why that is why I've made my cover so big, so that I can keep the pages like that. So there we go, everything fits in there nicely. So I'm going to leave it there now. How long? 38 minutes. I'm going to leave it there now. I'll have a think about the front and then we'll come on and do that, and then we'll start working on the signatures. That's what we'll do next. So as always guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Take care and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.